Hey folks, Chris once again, welcome back to another video. And as another new movie review. Today, I got back from seeing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Oh my god. I think it started at like 5 or 4 o'clock. I got home like an hour ago at night dinner. And I caught hopped back on YouTube. Oh my god, this movie. For starters, I kind of liked it, but it wasn't a good movie. It was super cheesy, super silly, super cheap looking, and the acting was kind of terrible. So, if you guys have been living under a rock, Winnie the Pooh Bear has entered the public domain, which means they can do whatever they want with it. And oh my god, did they do what they wanted with this. Now, the story is basically about Christopher Robin. He, is... What the fuck was that? He basically leaves 100 Acre Woods, and Pooh Bear and Piglet get pissed, they get hungry, so they seek revenge by going on a rampage and killing people. And they ate Eeyore, which is so fucked up. And that's basically the gist of the movie. Just gotta get some water. I'm kind of parched. Fuck, I just poured water on my... But, yeah. It was a kind of a shit movie, but it's so bad it's good kind of thing. Kind of like stuff like Troll 2, Jason X, stuff like that. Or Leprechaun, which I think this is better than Leprechaun. Any of those movies. So, Pooh and Piglet, the way they look, it looks like two hillbillies with a bear mask and a pig mask on. And they have gloves so you can't really see their human hands with the actors or something. The masks didn't look too bad. They actually looked kind of creepy in a way. But they did look like masks that you could just buy at Spirit Halloween for like $30. Now, I did find this movie kind of entertaining in a bad way. In kind of a cheesy way, like Jack Frost, which is one of the prime examples for a so bad it's good type of movie. Even though that movie's way better than this. But it is technically a shitty movie. Now, when I first saw this movie, when I first saw the promotion of it, I kind of going on a rant like, how could you do this? This is ruining my childhood. When I look back at that video, I don't know what kind of movie I was getting into, because this movie would horrify and give kids nightmares if they grew up with watching Winnie the Pooh. It's not that scary or that worth the backlash it did. I mean, to me, Cuties deserves way more backlash than this does. At least this is just a cheap horror movie. Cuties is a child pee fest, even though that movie's not that bad. But this is just a cheap slasher movie about a killer Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. But I do agree the fact that this might give kids nightmares if they grew up watching Winnie the Pooh. Even teens can be scared of this movie because they grew up watching Winnie the Pooh and remember their childhoods. But this didn't really bother me because I didn't really grow up that much with Winnie the Pooh as a kid. I mean, I had a Pooh like plush doll. That's pretty much it. The kills, they were alright. A girl gets her head run over by a fucking car and her head's squished and her eyes hanging out, which is pretty gnarly looking. The famous pool scene where Piglet has like a sledgehammer and he's getting to the pool and he bashes a woman in the head with a sledgehammer. I think it was a sledgehammer. Pretty neat looking kill scene. I thought it was shot pretty well. Somebody gets stung to death by bees and you see like bings, like spots on them, which is pretty cool looking. Chris Robin gets tortured to death. Well, he gets whipped and you see with like blood all over him. So it's not a movie for the faint of heart, because this movie is pretty goddamn violent. I was surprised on how violent this movie was. It was definitely darker than I thought it was going to be. But it was more sillier than it was going to be, too. Like, the fact that Pooh and Piglet look so... They look creepy in a way, but they look cheap in other ways. When they're in the dark and you can barely see their faces and they're walking up to somebody, they look kind of creepy. But when you see them... when you see them in the light, in the daylight, and you see Pooh's and Piglet's face, it's not that creepy. But in the dark, they do look kind of intimidating, I gotta say. But, yeah, it just depends on what lighting it is. Like I said, the acting by everybody wasn't that good. Didn't look at any of the girls. So I was kind of happy to see them get their... Yeah. And their deaths were pretty cool. Like, the car, where the tire runs over her head. Crushing it like a pumpkin, kind of like in Halloween Ends where Margot gets killed. Or when the girl is hit in the head with a sledgehammer. I mean, and a couple more good kills are good in this movie. Like there's some nudity in this movie, which I'm like, that's more offensive than the gore in my opinion. But yeah, there's nudity in this movie. I did not expect that either. But I don't want to spoil it too much. I just saw it like an hour ago. I heard that it's going to be shown in theaters only one night, which I don't understand because I looked online and it says you can get tickets now to go see it, and my theater was showing it. So plus Megan is still in theaters at my theater, which I'm kind of surprised by that too. But yeah, it was an alright, cheesy, silly, schlocky, stupid movie. With some dark scenes, some creepiness to it, but nothing to write home about. I would recommend it if you were looking for a movie that's not too dark, but not too silly either. It's the right balance. I recommend this movie. Pooh and Piglet are definitely entertaining to watch kill people. As fucked up as that sounds coming out of my mouth, I definitely think about making a Pooh Bear and Piglet paper doll and making, or at least sketching them. I don't know. I more than likely won't, because my mom will get mad, because my mom did not want me to go see this movie, but I wanted to go see it anyway with my brother and my friend. So yeah, and I tell Mom, I'm like, Mom, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as offensive as some others, as Cuties or stuff like that. But yeah, I give it a, I don't know, 7 out of 10. It was decent for a cheesy movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Go if you live near Avon or near Indiana, it's there. Go see it if you want. But yeah, I'll be buying it on DVD. Probably to check out the special features, but we'll see. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Let me know what you think of Pooh Bear, Blood and Honey in the comments below. I'll be doing a full-length review on this movie whenever I see it again, where it comes on streaming. And yeah. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.